Hello, my name is Chris Hawk. Communism. What does that mean to you? What is the definition? People say communism could never work, it could never be efficient because humans are always subject to being greedy. Because humans are naturally greedy. Sure, humans can be greedy. Can humans be compassionate? Can humans be loving? Can they be angry? Can they be sad? These are all different feelings. These are things that we feel because they're taught to us. It's not because that's who we are. See, here's the thing. Capitalism teaches people you will always be greedy. It teaches the world to revolve around this one thing that we call money. Money tries to disguise itself through propaganda as, money's not bad, it's the people that are bad. Yet what people don't realize is that this money teaches human beings as a society to compete against each other. You know, it deranges our values. It costs too much to give this person health care. You know, let's go to Congress and fight everything the liberals have to say. You know, they want restrictions taken off. They don't feel they have to give their employees a certain amount, and they get mad, and then they want to send their jobs overseas by destroying NAFTA. Okay, I understand NAFTA did, send some of our jobs overseas to a point, but it also allowed more jobs to come over here at the same time, But it's just, you think about the reality of things, and you think how different parts of Europe are starting to slowly socialize, and things are more efficient there. I've never been to Europe, but from what things I've read and people who I've met who have gone there and said it's a lot more sophisticated. We live in such a repressive society, and I'm looking right around me, and I'm seeing all the people who preach that capitalism is this great thing aren't really happy. They have not a clue what's going on. They're totally illiterate. They get the same garbage from the history books. I mean, we have one of the worst education systems in the world, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, we have some basic facts, but it's like we're so far behind in science, technology. Why? Even if you just think about it, it's like we're still fighting over things that doesn't even have to make, I've just done research, and I've looked online, I've read articles, I've looked in books, just different things that I've seen happen in the world. I'm so amazed at how people interact with each other. They seem to be more mature. Here in the United States of America, everyone has a self-centered, narcissistic way of thinking. We're Americans, we're so great. You get these hillbillies that live in trailers, they have American flags everywhere, and they think that the more American flags they have, the more they think that makes them American because it makes them feel special. And these are people that are so brainwashed, and they say communism never works, don't you know? Obama's a communist, he's a socialist. If Obama was really a communist or a socialist, we'd be better off 10 times by now. He supports capitalism. I'm sorry, I hate to burst your bubble. The reason why communism is something that's so far complex that could take you a while to understand. But if I have to tell you briefly as much as I can, communism is a planned economy, where capitalism is a free economy, in terms of there's a free market. Now, in terms of a planned economy, everybody owns the economy, everybody owns the government. For example, things that we need to leave, we don't have to pay for, like water, food, healthcare, medicine, things that we shouldn't have to, there is more than enough resources in this world. But the problem is, capitalism puts a price on things that people need to survive, and justifies it and says it's moral to do so under greed. That's what teaches greed. And it makes people compete for survival, which is totally irrelevant. If we have more than enough resources in this world, then why is the majority of the world dying of starvation, of no shelter, of disease, when we have what we fucking need? And here we are tearing it down in the rainforest. And here are these fucking right-wing conservatives trying to say we liberals are crazy. Why don't you open a fucking book? Learn something. Seriously, these people are fucking stupid. I mean, do you know what year it is? It's 2010. I know I may seem like I'm being a little edgy right now, but I get really mad when I think about this stuff, It's like, if there's not enough wealth to go around, then why does it make sense to keep working with a system of capitalism? We have all the resources that everybody needs. So why are we making people who are in countries where there's no work or no jobs, because America hogs up most of the resources of the world for their own self, and is so wasteful, then Why the fuck aren't they? Why the fuck are the most of the people in the world so unhappy? Why do Americans think they're better than everybody else? Because they were born into wealth. There's people that we consider poor in the United States have no idea how much wealth they have. You know? I have an air conditioner running right here. I have a PlayStation 3, a PS2, a GameCube, a Wii, right on all four corners of this webcam that I'm talking to you guys in. You know? So it's like, I'm grateful for those things, so I'm not saying I wish I had this, I wish I had that. There's times when I struggle financially, and I really do, but I don't think I'm better than everybody else in the rest of the world, you know? So think about it, you know? It's like, communism only works on a global scale, you know? So, if it's only done in one country, the Soviet Union, I'm sorry, I got off track. A planned economy is something where everybody owns the economy. They determine what is produced, or how things are run in society, that everybody gets together and votes on it like a community, you know? That's where communism comes from. Socialism comes from society, how society functions, you know? Because if you notice, there is so much social unrest right now. I mean, people are struggling to survive. People don't know what they're going to do about their mortgage payments, their car needs repair, blah, blah, this and that. People can't put food on the table. People have no health insurance. People are paying out of pocket for medicines that are driving them broke. People are having to declare for bankruptcy. I mean, I see this all around me. All around me. And nobody ever thinks to blame the rich person, the multi-billionaires that caused the economic despair. No one ever does, but they all turn around and fight and blame each other. The Mexicans, the gays, the blacks, the whites, the blah, 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 blah. And they get all the poor people, the middle class and the lower class, to fight with each other and blame each other, except for the people that caused the problem in the first place. That's why nothing gets done. That's why a lot of the Democrats fight each other, because they're too busy fighting each other. Why the hell they think this is... They have the right ideas, but they're just too busy arguing with each other. I mean, some of those remarks between Hillary and Obama were so nasty. Well, he didn't say anything, but she did. I'm still running in the primaries in case Obama gets shot. I mean, I liked her up until that point, you know? So anyway, I just wanted to share my thoughts, and it's like... Oh, I never finished telling you. I'm sorry. A planned economy is where everybody gets together and determines, you know, how the economy is run, basically. Where a free economy is, you don't know what's going to happen. Nothing is planned. You're not investing in anything, really. Everybody's just off. Everybody owns everything. Everything is privately owned. There's just some regulation on it. But when you have everybody owning your health insurance, and you know what I mean? It's just... People can determine prices, and then the purpose of capitalism is for profit. So when you want the highest profit possible, it makes you more profit to have this deregulated, so you don't have to give this person health insurance, or this code of the insurance doesn't pay for this medication because it's too expensive, because the drug companies raise their prices like a monopoly and make people pay so much money for this shit. It's just so... And you get these people that on TV that are like, the Soviets are coming, but yet communism for the Soviet Union was only done on a one-country basis. And the thing is, nobody got to decide on anything. The government controlled everything. That's a good thing to a point, yes, but the people are not running the government in the Soviet Union. That's the difference between real communism and that communism. Not only that, there weren't necessarily enough resources altogether, because the standard of living was really not as good as it should have been. You know, the country prospered to a point before it fell within itself, but the people weren't as happy as they would like to have been. You know, it was a very oppressive society, but communism was only done as a one team. It was only one group, so ex-Russia, or now Russia, you know? So if it's not done on a world basis, it's like not everybody's communicating, because everybody right now is one country. Everybody's doing their own thing. Nobody has any goals together, really. It's just... If you think about how everything is so disorganized with our system of capitalism, look at all the global economics, global politics, and tell me, you know, and then look at our own society. It's just America as a whole, and look at Europe. And tell me if you don't notice something that makes you question whether the way you're living now is acceptable. Alright. Thanks for listening to me, though.